Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for another makeup related video. Today I'm going to show you every single palette that I bought in 2023. Do you think you know them all? I'm pretty sure I've shown them all on my channel before, but you'll just have to stick around to see. Can you guess how many there are? Well, here's a little hint. I have not received anything in PR this year. So they've all been bought by me. So hopefully that brings your guesses down a little bit, because like a lot of influencers, they got sent a lot of things this year, which is all amazing because that means that we get to try out things to show you. But you can also hear the overwhelm in a lot of their voices as they're going through all of their inventory. Anyway, I don't know where that digression came from, but today we are going through every single palette. I am not ranking them because I have not used them all, and so that just wouldn't be fair to rank them just on not my use of them. The ones that I have used, I will talk about a little bit more. I will try to show swatches if I have swatches of any of them. Honestly, I didn't really get good about that until just recently, so hopefully in future videos there will be more swatches. And yeah, let's see what my eyeshadow palette journey of 2023 looks like. Today, I am surprised. I didn't forget about any of these palettes, but at the same time, counting them all up, I didn't realize it was that many. So we have 15 palettes here today. And there's also 2 more on the way, which I will show you just a little picture on the side here at the end of the video so that you can see what 2 they are, because I'm not going to count in next year's because I bought them this year even though they're not here yet. Bought eyeshadows from 8 different brands, which I think is wonderful. I like to try out all different brands and really get to know what is available and share it with you guys. All right, this is not going to be in any particular order, except that I am going to have everything put together in brand specific groupings. That's the only order there is. Let's jump in. Okay, so I think we're actually going to start with brands that I have that I knew before 2023, that I had owned things from before 2023. So these are not new to me brands, but these are new to me eyeshadow palettes. First, I go with ColourPop. This year, I did buy quite a few palettes from ColourPop. The first of many being the Star Wars Mandalorian 9-pan palette. This is the only one I didn't have in my collection, so when I had the chance to get this, I had to go ahead and add it because it was the only one missing from the Star Wars 9-pan line. This is what it looks like. It's kind of raised a little bit. It's really, this line did excellent with the color stories and with the packaging. Really, they're just beautiful, okay? And this is one that I have yet to use, and I know that to be 100% true because it still has the sleeve on it. All right, so let's just remove that so you can see the shades a little bit better. These shades definitely tell me Mandalorian. They definitely, I feel like, go with the theming. But I think the reason why I haven't really dug into it is because they're not really shades that for me, so far, I don't look at this and feel like I'm going to be able to make a lot of color stories with as far as what I like to wear. So that's, I think, why I haven't dug into this, but I will be digging into this soon, because even though I bought it to complete the collection, it does still need to be used, because if you're going to have things in your collection, you need to use them, okay? So this also comes with a little mirror here, and it just says, "Wherever he goes, I go." And that's Mando saying that to Grogu or Baby Yoda or whatever you want to call him. So I do like that I got this but I don't like that I haven't used it yet. So I need to fix that in 24. Next up from ColourPop, I did add 3 mega palettes to my collection. And guys, I am so excited. I pretty sure I've said on here before, but I want to own every single mega palette from ColourPop. I'm not really drawn into a lot of their other palettes, even if it's a color story I like. Just, I don't know, there's something about like the different sizes, and maybe it has to do with how it won't store easily, I don't know. But the mega palettes, I feel like you get a lot for your money, and they're all the same size, and I like it. So first we have Gettin' Fresh. This is just a really nice pink packaging with some raised, I don't know if it's called, I don't think this is embossing, but it's like raised. It's nice. I do keep the mega palettes in these big packagings because I feel like they store better. But I have not used this one yet. I haven't even swatched it. And you can see that to be true because it still has the cover. So let's remove the color and look at this color story. Definitely for me, it seems like a more springy color story. So I'm sure in early 24, I will be using this one. I think this is the one that I ended up ordering because I thought it was possibly going to get discontinued, but it ended up not. So that's why I have this now versus buying it later. I am happy I got it, just not happy when I had to get it or felt like I had to get it. The mega palettes do not come with mirrors, and I have mixed emotions on that. Part of me likes that it doesn't have a mirror because it would make it heavier and it would make it more expensive. But the other part of me wishes that there was a mirror because, especially for some that I use completely on their own without bringing in any other palettes, it would make it so much easier for travel. But then again, if the mirror broke and all of these shades were ruined, that wouldn't be fun either. So I have mixed emotions. Next from that line, we do have Smokin' Hot, which is more of a reddish pink or an orangish pink on the packaging, but the same type of like slightly raised feel on it. And that continues into here. And then the backs do also say all the shade names, which saves some space on the other side because they aren't as big printed. The names are there, but they're not as big. So this is what this one looks like. And I was honestly so excited for this one. And yet I thought I used it, and there's like 2 in here that look like I may have touched them. No, there's 3. Okay, maybe I did make 1 or 2 looks with this. I don't remember if I did though. And that's just not cool. That's just not cool. So I am definitely gonna have to bring this out and use this more because this has beautiful, beautiful shades of oranges and browns and purplish reds and a little bit of reds. Definitely a palette I was very excited to get, so I'm shocked I haven't used it much. I believe this one was actually released this year. I could be wrong, it could have been the end of last year, but it was relatively new. In the makeup world, that's really old though. And speaking of really old, next we have the Play It Jewel. This is new to me, but this is definitely an older release. But this one is one that I have eyed for a long time, and so I'm excited I finally just went ahead and picked it. I feel like the outer packaging goes so well with the name and the color story, and it's just so pretty. It's so beautiful. And they tried to make it kind of look like, I don't know, like a jewel, like a crystal. And this one is pretty new to me. I just got this, and no, I have not had a chance to dig into it. So let's take that off, and there is our color story. Again, all the names are also on the back, and then in smaller print in the front. Look at all of those. They are so pretty. I am really excited to try this one soon, especially the shimmery blue here, that one I am so excited about, but a lot of these shades. I feel like you can make so many different looks with this palette. So I don't know why it took me so long to order it, but hopefully it won't take me so long to dig into. Okay, so those were our first 4 palettes and they were all from ColourPop. Next, we have CoverGirl. I have 1 palette from CoverGirl, and if you have watched all of my videos or if you have watched from the very beginning of this year, which is when I started my channel, you have probably seen this because I ordered this the very start. I was doing a full face of CoverGirl Clean Fresh line. If you want to see that video, I will have it linked above. This is the CoverGirl Clean Color Clean Fresh in the shade 272 Candlelit Burgundy. This one is beautiful. These colors are really pretty. I do like it. I will say that they didn't work like as well as I wanted, but they were good. And I have dug into this a couple times since trying it out in the very beginning. I do kind of forget about it, and that's the issue I have with smaller pan palettes, is because because there's not as much versatility to them and I don't get to be as creative with them, I don't really reach for them all that often. But if you are somebody who likes a smaller palette, this is a good one to go for, especially if these are colors you enjoy. If I have swatches from that video from before, I will put it up here somewhere so you can get a better idea of what we are looking at. But that is that one, and it has held up very well. The very first one I got of this, it came shattered, so I'm glad to see that this has not shattered. Okay, next we have Ofra Cosmetics. Okay, so I actually did not buy that much from Ofra Cosmetics this year. I think I only did 1 or 2 orders from them this year. Last year I bought a lot from them, like I made multiple orders, but they were mostly either face palettes or highlighters or blushes, that type of thing. I did at the very beginning of this year one of their scoops, and in their scoops I did end up getting 2 palettes. The first one came in this package, which is still not opened. This is the Luxe Holiday Set. It has the Luxe Signature Palette, and then it has a lip gloss and a liquid lipstick. This is still not open, guys. I've not even opened it to like really look at it. This looks like a really pretty palette, but these are honestly shades that I feel like come in so many other palettes, and since I'm somebody who likes a lot of palettes, I don't feel like I'm gonna get much use out of this one, and that's not one that I would travel with either because I don't travel and do just browns. That's not something that's for me. So I'm actually more than likely, don't hold me to this because I'm still debating, but I am more than likely going to put this in one of my upcoming giveaways because I have not opened any of it, and I think somebody else would really appreciate this. Somebody who maybe would travel with a completely brown neutral set, or somebody who would use this with other palettes. So that's what I'm leaning towards that, but this I had to show you because it is something that I did receive and purchase. Well, technically purchase, but it was in that scoop. So it is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Those shades are beautiful. Their formula works wonderfully. It's just not something I necessarily need in my collection, so it might be leaving my collection and going to one of you. Then the other palette that came in that scoops was the Urban Wanderer palette. Ooh, that is bright. Let's see. The Urban Wanderer palette. This is a huge palette and an expansive palette. This palette, I believe, goes for like $99. So to get it in that scoops, I was so excited. And I have used it, and I actually really do enjoy this palette. I haven't used it like a ton, but I do enjoy it. So it has a decent sized mirror here, and I will say that the mirror is very heavy. Very heavy. So there are those shades. Definitely you have your browns and your colorfuls. Like, you could do so much with this. Let me show you something. I have this, and you see that whole top row? Maybe, yeah, maybe it just kind of look like that. See, that's kind of why I'm leaning towards parting with this one, because I feel like I have it in here, even though they're not exactly the same, but they're so close. And I like this palette because it has all of that, but then it has pops of color. So I can do so much with this. And let me tell you, the shade in here that's one of my favorites is this sparkly one. It doesn't work exactly how I thought it would, but guys, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. It works better with wet brushes or just using your finger. It's beautiful. But I absolutely love this palette. And then this one does have all of the shade names on the back. Okay, for the last palettes from the brands that aren't new to me, we have Juvia's Place. I was so excited to pick these up. Ulta had a really good sale on Juvia's Place, and I had to grab these. Now, I do store these in the boxes for a couple reasons. One, because they're beautiful, and even though that is still on the package inside, I really enjoy this. Plus, they're packaged so well, so I know they're staying really safe. And then they also store better. So that's why they're still in here, but I have used at least one of them. I think I've used both. Let's open it up and see. Okay, so first we have the Culture palette, and this thing is gorgeous, but I don't think I've actually used it because it still has... No, I used it. I used this, definitely I used it because I've used it in a video, at least one video. So I don't know why it still has this on it. Maybe just to keep it clean because it's so pretty. If you are looking for a colorful palette with a lot of pigment payoff, this is a brand you need to look into, okay? This is, I believe, considered an indie brand. They are formulated in the United States. It is beautiful, beautiful. And just, oh my gosh, the colors. Okay, so there are plenty of colors in here I haven't even reached into, but I'm just looking at the ones I have. This shimmery green here, I hope you can see that, gorgeous. These blues, beautiful. The purples, gorgeous. I haven't really, from the looks of it, I haven't really gone in this section here, so we're gonna have to get to that, but these are gorgeous. Absolutely wonderful quality. If you are looking for something with pigment, you need to check this out. Next we have Culture 2, which is their newer release, of course. I think this one released the end of last year. I obviously didn't pick it up until 23, but this is beautiful, guys. Oh my goodness, look at those colors. Look at those, absolutely stunning. So if you're looking for some oranges, if you're looking for some greens or some more like purpley, like brick reds, and if you're looking for it to really have good pigment, oh my gosh, I can't say this enough. You need to look into this brand. Okay, they are sold at Ulta, but they also, of course, are sold at their own website. And I will say that their website is still having a lot of sales. At least they were before I started filming this. Cannot recommend their eyeshadows enough. Okay, who wants to see the new to me brands? I am so excited. I mean, I've been so excited for all of these, but I'm excited for these. Okay, so first we're gonna go with a brand that if you watched my recent haul video, you already know this. I actually have not been tracking this brand, so I am considering this a very new to me brand because although I do think I saw them a while back, they weren't one I kept tabs on. And that is the Clarity Cosmetics. I hope I am saying that right, but I don't see any other way to say it. So we have the Safari and the Evil Mermaid. Now, at least one of these is completely sold out now and discontinued, and I do think it's the Safari one. I think the Evil Mermaid is still available, but don't hold me to it. So these I have, obviously, and not obviously, I guess it's been a few days. I haven't had a chance to play with, but these colors in this is beautiful. I'm really hoping that the color payoff, the pigment in this, lives up to how gorgeous that palette looks. I wish that it was maybe a 12 pan, but I do feel like with the 9 pan, there is enough in here to make a lot of different possible colors. But because 4 of them are shimmer, 5 of them are shimmery, I feel like it would have been better to have a 12 pan versus a 9, because you've got that shimmer, that shimmer, that shimmer, and these 2 shimmers. They look like gorgeous shimmers, but I feel like it really, if there was one more row and it had a matte orange and maybe like, I don't know, like a matte orange and a burgundy red, and then some other lighter color that wasn't shimmer, I think would really work with this. But that's just my opinion. Again, I haven't used this yet, so we'll have to see how it goes when I dig into it. The other palette is Evil Mermaid, and this one I feel like works perfectly as a 9 pan because there's not a ton of color variety. So I feel like if this was any bigger, it would actually be very redundant. But as this size, I feel like it is perfect. You can make a lot of different blue looks with it, but then also these colors down here really, I think, are gonna help to make a lot of variety. So I am very excited to try this formula and to be able to give you guys my opinion. Okay, the next new to me brand is I Heart Revolution. To my knowledge, until this eyeshadow, I have not tried an eyeshadow from them, but I have seen them around for years and years and years, so I'm not 100% sure on that. That's my disclaimer. But I went ahead and finally picked up the e.l.f. I'm a Cotton-Headed Ninny Muggins palette. I love e.l.f. e.l.f. is my favorite Christmas movie. So the fact that I didn't get this when this originally released, was it 2 Christmases ago, possibly? I'm shocked. But I did finally pick it up, and guess what, guys? I have not used it yet. I actually kind of forgot that I bought this because I had it sitting in a pile of things I want to play with and review, but I kind of forgot about that pile. So I kind of forgot that this existed until I went back to that pile and was like, oh my goodness, how have I not used it yet? So it is still brand new to me. It has a lot of shades. Honestly, for the size of this palette, the fact that there are 25 different shades in here is a little overwhelming. I couldn't imagine this being a bigger one, but those pans are small, okay? So this is going to be interesting to dig into, but I like the colors. Now, I do think that they probably did 25 because, you know, Christmas is on the 25th and this is all about Christmas, but I feel like they could have made this smaller and made the pans bigger, and it would have been a little bit better. So, like, there's so much in here that I would have gotten rid of, but I'll dig into that eventually if I ever make a video about this. If you want to see a video about this palette, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I will just keep it for myself and enjoy it for me. I am excited for the colors in here though. I hope the color pigment pays off. I think they did a really good job with the packaging. It is super perfect, super cute. Okay guys, we're almost done. There's only 2 new to me brands. The first one is Glam Light. This is the very first palette I ever not received, but got from them. I found this at TJ Maxx. It's the Icy palette, the blue raspberry version. There is apparently a red version. If I see it, I probably won't pick it up because I have enough reds in my collection for somebody who doesn't wear reds. I don't know what that's about. This one with all the shades of blue. Oh my goodness, I had to pick this one up. I have used this a few times, at least a few times. I used it in 1 or 2 videos also. And then I've used it just for my personal self. And guys, I have to say, I am very pleased by the quality of this and by the fact that every shade actually does look enough different from each other to where I feel like I can use this. Now, I will say I do like to bring in another palette or two to mix with this, but I can make looks as just this perfectly fine. So because I found this and because I finally bought a Glam Light, I decided that it was time. It was time to try some other Glam Light products. So those are the 2 things I don't have here with me. They were on a really good sale 2 days ago, I think it was. I don't know if that sale is still going. If it is, I will try to leave a comment below. But here's a picture of the 2 things that are incoming. I have the Garfield palette because even though I just said I don't wear reds that much and I have plenty in my collection, I was not going to buy this until I got influenced. Every single influencer I saw that was like, I'm not all that into it, and then they tried it, and watching their minds be completely changed, and then seeing all the actual swatches, I decided to order it. So that one is on its way, and then one that's been on my wish list for a long time, in fact it was on my top 10 birthday wish list, is the Hershey's Cookies and Cream palette. Yes, I went ahead and ordered that because it was on the sale and I was tired of waiting for it to show up on my TJ Maxx, but I also compared the price of what I've seen people buying it for at their TJ Maxx's, and this was cheaper. So that was kind of behind the reasoning behind going ahead and buying it. So those 2 are still on their way. They will be, end of story, the last palettes of 2023. I will not have more. No, I am on a no makeup buy for the rest of 2023. I can do that. It's not that long. There's a lot of sales, but I can do it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Okay, we have 2 last palettes to go. The last new to me brand of 2023 is Nomad Cosmetics. And guys, I am so in love with these and I'm so excited about these. In fact, I am wearing one of these on my eyes today. I'll tell you which one in a minute. First, we have the Iceland Fire and Ice palette. The packaging is gorgeous. I don't think I'll get rid of these packagings, even though they have the same on the actual palette. It's beautiful. Guys, this palette, if you did not see my recent haul video, or if you have not seen this anywhere online, be prepared. Fire and Ice. Isn't that gorgeous? Like, these are beautiful colors without being so overpowering. They all make sense together. And guys, they all swatch so wonderfully. I spent some time the other day swatching all of these. I was going to do a makeup look with this palette, but ended up running out of time. So I do have the swatches of this, but I have not played with it, which means that this eye look is from the other palette. These colors are beautiful. That orange swatches beautifully. I am so excited to have this one in my collection, and I feel like this is going to be a year-round palette for me, in all honesty. Excited about that one. I don't know if this one is sticking around for much longer or if it's being discontinued or not, so if you want it, you might need to look into it. And then finally, we have a Ghost Towns USA. And guys, it's a good thing I'm not ranking these because this would win. Maybe it's a bad thing I'm not ranking these. Either way, this one wins. Okay? This one wins everything of the year for me. The packaging, amazing. The quality, amazing. The color story, amazing. I am so happy with this palette. I am never gonna get over that. That is stunning. Absolutely stunning. I have swatches for you guys, but I do want to show you the inside. This does have a pretty large mirror, so it is a little bit of a heavier palette. Look at that. Guys, the greens, the blues, the purple, the browns. Beautiful. And see, I have these browns. I don't need that Ofra Cosmetic one. Anyways, that was tangent. Look at this. Look at these swatches. If this is a color story that appeals to you, this is a palette worth getting. 100% worth getting. They are beautiful. Now, I have not used every single one on my eyes yet, but I have used quite a few. Today, let's see if you can see, I will also try to put a picture in, but I'm only using 3 shades, and I decided not to do a shimmer today. I wanted to do matte. I have been feeling mattes lately, but every time I get on to film, I add a shimmer because that's what's in. But honestly, this is for all you girlies who want a matte look. This is all matte, no shimmers whatsoever. They blend together beautifully, guys, beautifully. Today's look is using Skinner's Saloon, Death Man's Hand, and for the inner corner matte, Ghost Town. It blends beautifully. Guys, I am so excited. I love this. I cannot wait to continue playing with this. So far, the quality is amazing. I will be doing a review of this in the new year. So if you want to see more about this and you want to see a couple different looks from it, make sure you hit that subscribe button, okay? Hey guys, so that is my 17 palettes of 2023. Which palettes did you pick up? Which palettes do you want to pick up? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, and I hope you are subscribed because I have some fun videos coming, and some of them are going to have giveaways because we're going to be doing a countdown to the new year right after Christmas. And guys, you don't want to miss it. Leave me a comment below, say hello, and I will be sure to say hello back. I hope you like this. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.